It was a busy day for U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping on day 2 of Trump's visit to Beijing. Last night, they enjoyed a dinner and a cultural performance, but today, the two leaders got down to business, looking at trade and how to deal with North Korea. Jung-hee reports.
Day 2 of U.S. President Donald Trump's visit to China was a jam-packed day for the two countries' leaders. The day's events also showed their similar but different approaches to the issues of North Korea and economic relations. At the joint news conference held Thursday afternoon, the two leaders showed their commitment to denuclearizing North Korea and agreed on the need to fully implement the UN Security Council resolutions. They also saw eye to eye in the need for relevant parties to pour their collective efforts into achieving peace and stability on the Korean peninsula and surrounding region. But they still had diverging views on how to achieve the ultimate goal, President Trump stressing sanctions and pressure, and President Xi emphasizing dialogue and negotiation.
We reiterate the firm commitment to achieving denuclearization of the Korean peninsula and upholding the International Non-Proliferation Treaty. The two sides will continue to fully and strictly implement the UN Security Council resolutions. At the same time, the two sides will commit to work towards a solution through dialogue and negotiation.
We discussed our mutual commitment to the complete denuclearization of North Korea. We agreed not to replicate failed approaches of the past, and there were many. We agreed on the need to fully implement all UN Security Council resolutions on North Korea and to increase economic pressure until North Korea abandons its reckless and dangerous path.
On the economic front, the two leaders were eager to further advance their bilateral trade and business ties, which could also be seen at the business exchange event just before the news conference. There, Chinese companies signed business contracts and two-way investment deals with the U.S. worth over $250 billion. Bloomberg reports most of the deals are likely to be concentrated in the energy sector. But President Trump, just as he did with his South Korean and Japanese counterparts, brought up the thorny issue of trade, saying he wants a fair and reciprocal trade.
As we all know, America has a huge annual trade deficit with China, a number beyond anything what anybody would understand. This number is shockingly hundreds of billions of dollars each year. Estimates are as high as $500 billion a year.
President Xi said China's investment in the U.S. is rising rapidly, helping to create over 140,000 American jobs, and added,
"These are some great examples of the vast potential and the win-win nature of China-U.S. economic cooperation. China-U.S. economic relations and trade ties have achieved historic development, delivering benefits to our two peoples."
Cutting across diverse bilateral, regional, and global issues, the two leaders were confident they had successfully shared mutual concerns and called their meeting a constructive and productive one. Jung-hee, Arirang News.